Swami Vivekananda, knowledge is power and education is the key to unlock the power within oneself. On behalf of Voice of Hyderabad academicians, Akhil Bhartiya Rashtriya Shaikshik Mahasangh, it's my privilege to invite all the dignitaries for today's evening talk on Shaping a Developed Bharat Insights for 2047. Taking into cognizance the futuristic vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, leading towards Amrit Kal, the ABRSM is also marching forward in fulfilling this vision by orienting and nurturing all the academicians from school to university level by conducting multiple activities in shaping the academicians to become a part of making India Vishwaguru. On this auspicious occasion, I invite the chief guest, Mananiya Shri Ram Madhav ji, the President, India Foundation, onto the dais. I invite today's guest of honor, Professor Syed Anil Hassan, Vice Chancellor, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, to occupy his chair on the dais. It's my turn to invite other guests of honor, Dr. P. Ella Reddy Garu, CEO, Sapal Organics Private Limited, onto the dais. I invite the iconic personality, Shri Gunda Lakshman ji, National Joint Organizing Secretary ABRSM, to occupy his chair on the dais. I also invite Dr. Krishna Reddy, Assistant Professor, Hyderabad Central University and Coordinator, Voice of Hyderabad Academicians, and also Dr. Bhaskar, Assistant Professor, Department of Hindi, Government Degree College, Malkajgiri, and Vice President of ABRSM Telangana, onto the dais. I also invite academicians from Hyderabad Central University, English and Foreign Language University, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Osmania University, Telangana University, Shatavahana University, Agricultural University, and degree and junior college lecturers, press and media, and other delegates from different institutions to this evening talk. Now, I call upon Dr. Jagan, Associate Professor, Government Degree College, and Secretary ABRSM Telangana, to introduce the guests.
Invitees, distinguished guests, faculty friends, and media. It is my pleasure to introduce the guest of today's program. Let me first introduce the chief guest, Sri Dr. Ram Madhav ji. Dr. Ram Madhav is a distinguished Indian politician, social leader, author, and thinker. As the President of India Foundation, a permanent New Delhi-based think tank, he has been pivotal in spearheading global and national invitees such as the Indian Ocean Conference and the Counter-Terrorism Conference, involving world leaders and intellectuals. His tenure as the National General Secretary of the Bhartiya Janata Party from 2014 to 2020 saw significant contribution to the political landscape of Jammu Kashmir and the northeastern states of India. And acclaimed author Dr. Madhav's insignificant works delve into nationalism, India's foreign policy, and historical narratives, enriching the discourse on the Indians' identity and strategic thinking. Thank you. Welcome, sir. Now I request Professor Ashok, Principal, MRCET, to welcome Sri Ram Madhav ji with bouquet. Ashok ji, welcome. Please give the book. Sir, Anuj. Dayanand Arya ji. We have another distinguished guest, Dr. Ella Reddy Garu, with us. Dr. Paidi Ella Reddy, a visionary entrepreneur, scientist, and educationalist who has made significant strides in both the corporate and social sectors. Born in an agriculture family, he has risen from humble beginnings to achieve remarkable success. He is first generation graduate from his village, a topper in chemistry from Usmania University and LLB degree. In his career, he has been working as a visiting scientist in Japan, holding key position in Toyota Group companies and founding Sabala Organics Private Limited. His contributions to the field of organic chemistry are notable with over 70 international patents his name. He is the president of PYR Charitable Trust and deeply committed to social service with emphasis in rural development, education and healthcare. His work has not only bridged international collaborations but also brought significant technological and socio-economic advancements to India. Now I request Dr. Dayananda Arya, Assistant Professor of Kukatpalli, President of ABRS in Telangana State. Please welcome, sir. Thank you, Arya ji. I now introduce our beloved leader and mentor, Sri Gunta Lakshman ji. Manalo okaru, manalo okarai, manakai okarai, మనందరినీ ఎల్లవేళలా ముందుండి మనందరినీ నడిపించే మార్గదర్శకులు విద్యార్థి పరిషత్లో విద్యార్థి లోకానికి అందరికీ సుపరిచితులు. మరి ప్రపంచంలోనే అతిపెద్ద విద్యార్థి యూనియన్ అయినటువంటి ఏబీవీపీ అఖిల భారతీయ విద్యార్థి పరిషత్తులో మరి సుమారు 3 దశాబ్దాల నుంచి దేశ నిర్మాణంలో భాగంగా తన జీవితాన్ని దేశ సేవకు పూర్తిగా అంకితం చేసి కొన్ని లక్షలాది మంది విద్యార్థులకు స్ఫూర్తిదాతయి. అదేవిధంగా విద్యార్థి దశలోనే ఇక్కడ మనము పాలమూరు జిల్లాలో చిన్న తిరుపతి అంటాం పాలెంని. మరి విద్యార్థి దశలోనే ఆ చిన్న తిరుపతిలో విద్యార్థి నాయకత్వ లక్షణాలు పుణికిపుచ్చుకొని మరి పెద్ద తిరుపతి పుణ్యక్షేత్రమైనటువంటి తిరుపతిలో పూర్తి సమయ కార్యకర్తగా వారి జీవితాన్ని ప్రారంభించడం, అదేవిధంగా పూర్తిగా దేశానికి అంకితమించి తన సమయాన్ని పూర్తి సమయ కార్యకర్తగా వివిధ బాధ్యతలను నిర్వర్తించి నేడు ఈరోజు అఖిల భారతీయ ఉపాధ్యాయ మహాసంఘ్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దీనికి సహ సంఘటన కార్యదర్శిగా ఉంటూ మనందరికీ కూడా మార్గదర్శకులుగా ఈరోజు ఇంతకుముందు ఏబీఆర్ఎస్ ఏదైతే ఉందో పూర్తి నార్త్ ఇండియాలో ఎక్కువ భాగంగా ఉండేది. మరి లక్ష్మణ్ జీ వచ్చిన తర్వాత పూర్తిగా దక్షిణ భారతదేశం మొత్తం కూడా పర్యటిస్తూ అదేవిధంగా 12 లక్షలుగా ఉన్నటువంటి సభ్యత్వాన్ని ఈరోజు 15 లక్షలకు తీసుకుపోవడానికి పూర్తి సమయం నడుం బిగించి మమ్మల్ని అందరూ నడిపిస్తున్నటువంటి లక్ష్మణ్ జీ గారికి స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం. వారికి సుజాత మేడం గారిని బొకే అందజేయవలసిందిగా కోరుతున్నారు. సుజాత మేడం, ప్రొఫెసర్ సుజాత. నెక్స్ట్ అహల్య. We have Dr. Krishna Reddy, Assistant Professor, School of Economics, University of Hyderabad, and Commerce and Voice of Hyderabad academicians. Now I request Dr. Swapna, Assistant Professor, present a bouquet. Krishna Reddy. Swapna Madam, please welcome. Sumanji. Now I introduce Dr. K. Bhaskar, Assistant Professor, Department of Political Science, Goud City College, Hyderabad, and Vice President, ABRSM Telangana, and Degree Lecturers Association State President. Now I request Dr. Ahalya Madam, Assistant Professor, Department of Sanskrit. Welcome to Dr. Bhaskar with the bouquet, Madam. Please, Bhaskar. Thank you, sir. Okay, over to me.
Thank you, Jagan sir. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join in lightening the lamp. Light is a symbol of brightness and prosperity. As the sun shines, expels the darkness. Similarly, the blessings brings in our life prosperity and happiness. Light, symbol of brightness and prosperity, and as the sun shines and expels the darkness, similarly, the blessings bring in our life prosperity and happiness. Thank you, dignitaries. To make this evening a blessed one, I call upon Dr. Ahilya, Lecturer, Government Degree College, to enchant Saraswati Vandana.
सभायाम् अलङ्कृतेभ्यः वरिष्ठवरेण्यः सभायाम् अलङ्कृतेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि. I am Dr. Ahilya, Government Degree College, Malkajgiri, Associate Professor of Sanskrit. इदानीं देवी सरस्वती प्रार्थना. या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या
Thank you, ma'am, for bringing spirituality into this hall today evening. Now, I call upon Dr. Krishna Reddy, the coordinator of Voice of Hyderabad Academicians Telangana, to give the welcome address.
Very good evening to all of you. Before I trying to address, I would like to introduce our guests, the senior guests who are in the hall. I'll start with Professor Murali Manohar sir, NCRT member and former ABVP National President. I also would like to introduce Professor Manohar sir, also was a former National President. And also we have Professor Shivraj sir, and we have ABRSM Telangana President Professor Kishan sir. Also we have ABRSM State General Secretary Professor Yadav garu, and we have Professor Y.L. Srinivas sir, and Professor Krishna Rao sir also is here. We will introduce a few more our dignitaries. Manohar Rao sir, I will introduce Professor Manohar Rao sir. I have already. So it's our great pleasure and honor to take a second series of lecture in the name of Voice of Hyderabad Academicians, and this is a great with a mission and a vision. We have started this series of lecture to enlighten, learn and unlearn certain things which are very important for a nation. So particularly we have seen in the country there are extreme East forces trying to divide the country by in the name of different, be it the caste or the religion. They are much more stronger into making a smaller groups. But we believe Sabka Vikas, we wanted to bring the well-being of every one of the citizens. So the Voice of Hyderabad academician, particularly we thought of the bringing all the teachers together is a which will impact a larger section of the society. As we all know, the teachers play a crucial role in shaping up not only in the classrooms, it is the society. And our right thoughts, right, the views which would definitely help our nation as well as the society. అంటే చాలామందికి ఆలోచన ఏముంటుందంటే దేశం ధర్మం అనేటువంటి వాటిని కూడా కొంత ఎగతాళి చేసి మాట్లాడేటువంటి వ్యక్తులు రోజు రోజుకి సమాజంలో పెరుగుతున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే దేశం అంటే ఒక కుటుంబం లాంటిది. ఒక కుటుంబం ఎప్పుడైతే బాగుంటుందో ఆ కుటుంబంలో ఉన్నటువంటి సభ్యులందరూ కూడా బాగుంటారు. ఆర్థికంగా కావచ్చు, సామాజికంగా కావచ్చు, ఆరోగ్యపరంగా కావచ్చు, ఆర్థిక పరంగా కావచ్చు. అలాగే ఒక దేశం అభివృద్ధి చెందాలి అంటే ఆ దేశం బాగుండాలి, ఆ దేశం సౌభాగ్యంగా ఉంటేనే ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి మనందరం కూడా ఉపాధ్యాయులుగా మనందరికీ ఇక్కడ జరిగినటువంటి విషయాలను ఏదో ఈ హాల్కు పరిమితమైపోవడమే కాకుండా వీటి అన్ని ఆలోచనలను ఈరోజు ఇక్కడ చర్చకు వచ్చేటువంటి పెద్దలు మనందరికీ కూడా మార్గదర్శనం చేస్తారు. ఆ ఆలోచనలను మనతో పాటు తీసుకెళ్ళగలిగి మన విద్యార్థులతో పాటు సమాజంలో కూడా చైతన్యవంతం తీసుకొచ్చి జాతీయ భావాలు గడప గడపకు తీసుకెళ్లాల్సినటువంటి బాధ్యత ఒక ఉపాధ్యాయులుగా సమాజంలోని అందరికన్నా కూడా దిస్ టీచర్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ మచ్ బిగ్గర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ టు understand the hidden agenda of different extremist forces which are trying to divide the nation. We have seen country has progressed much better in the last 10 years. We have seen the regional balance in terms of development as well as the peace in the country you could see, and we have seen across the nation there is a sustainable development. So with this, few initial thoughts, the Voice of Hyderabad is committed to impart the right knowledge, the right issues to be discussed, debated, learn, and spread that message to the society for betterment of the, our own fellow beings. So with this, I would like to again thank all the members for taking time and, coming for this lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Krishna Reddy sir, for throwing light on the activities conducted by ABRSM. And now I call upon the dynamic personality and the icon of today's function, Shri Gunta Lakshman ji, National Joint Organizing Secretary ABRSM, for his opening remarks.
వేదిక పైన ఆశీనులైనటువంటి ఈనాటి కార్యక్రమిక ముఖ్య అతిథి శ్రీ రామాధవ్ గారు, గెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆనర్ పైడి ఇల్లారెడ్డి గారు, వాయిస్ ఆఫ్ హైదరాబాద్ అకాడమిషియన్ కన్వీనర్ డాక్టర్ కృష్ణారెడ్డి గారు, ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం స్టేట్ వైస్ ప్రెసిడెంట్, అదేవిధంగా ఎలక్టెడ్ గవర్నమెంట్ డిగ్రీ కాలేజెస్ లెక్చరర్స్ అసోసియేషన్ ప్రెసిడెంట్ డాక్టర్ భాస్కర్ గారు, వేదిక ముందు అనేక మంది పెద్దలు ఉన్నారు. అందరికీ కూడా పేరు పేరున నా యొక్క హృదయపూర్వకమైనటువంటి ఒక నమస్సుమాంజలు. ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం అఖిల్ భారతీయ రాష్ట్రీయ శైక్షిక్ మహాసంఘ్ 2-3 years బిఫోర్ చాలామందికి పరిచయం లేనటువంటి ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్. ఈరోజు ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం ఇనిషియేటివ్ తీసుకున్నటువంటి ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్కైనా సరే, నమస్తే, ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ వైస్ ఛాన్సలర్ మౌలానా ఆజాద్ ఉర్దూ యూనివర్సిటీ, సార్ ప్లీజ్ కమ్ ఆన్ టు ది డయాస్ సార్, గివ్ హిమ్ బిగ్ క్లాప్స్.
With great honor and privilege, I invite the guest of honor, Professor Syed Anand Hassan, Vice Chancellor, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. And I request Dr. Triveni to present a bouquet to Sir.
Good evening, sir. राष्ट्र के हित में शिक्षा, शिक्षा के हित में शिक्षक, शिक्षक के हित में समाज అనేటువంటి ఒక ధ్యేయ వాక్యాన్ని తీసుకొని ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం దేశవ్యాప్తంగా పనిచేస్తున్నటువంటి ప్రపంచంలోనే అతిపెద్ద టీచర్స్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. టీచర్స్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ స్కూల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు యూనివర్సిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అన్ని రకాల టీచర్స్ని అడ్రస్ చేస్తూ పనిచేస్తున్నటువంటి ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం. 3 years బిఫోర్కి మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువగా పరిచయం లేని ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం ఈరోజు మనందరం కూడా ప్రత్యక్ష సాక్షులం. ఒక చిన్న ఇనిషియేటివ్తో ప్రారంభమైనటువంటి యాక్టివిటీ ఈరోజు ఏబిఆర్ఎస్ఎం పిలుపు మేరకి పిలిస్తే ఒక 500 మంది ఫ్యాకల్టీ ఈ రకంగా వచ్చేటువంటి ఒక నెట్వర్క్ను డెవలప్ చేసుకున్నది. నేను టీం అందరికీ కూడా ప్రత్యేకమైనటువంటి ఒక శుభాకాంక్షలు, ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఈ విషయాన్ని నేను ప్రత్యేకంగా ఎందుకు చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నానంటే, ఒక మంచి ఆలోచనలతో ప్రారంభం చేసినటువంటి ఏ సంస్థ అయినా సరే ఆ యొక్క ఆలోచనలను ముందుకు తీసుకొని వెళ్ళినట్లయితే దాంతో కనెక్ట్ కావడానికి, అసోసియేట్ కావడానికి సొసైటీలో ఏ వర్గం ప్రజలైనా సరే ఎవరైనా సరే ఉన్నారు అని చెప్పేసి అందుకు ఇదొక ప్రత్యక్ష ఉదాహరణగా నేను భావిస్తున్నాను. ఇన్ మై ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఇట్ వాస్ టోల్డ్ దట్ ఐ వాస్ వర్క్డ్ ఇన్ ద స్టూడెంట్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. Last 2.5 years before I was assigned this responsibility, ABRSM. When it was announced my responsibility, everyone told me that, Lakshmanji, it is a punishment for you. Why? So generally, ABVP, you worked in ABVP like organization. ABVP is a mass organization. You can mobilize a big number of people. And organizing the students is very easy. But when it comes to the teachers, teaching community, it is not that much easy. Reaching the teaching community and organizing them, it is very difficult because all the teachers, they will always think about their issues. It may be salary, pension, increment, transfer, all these things. If you touch that particular angle, they will come up. When we are thinking in this way, the teaching community is not come together. They feel that everyone feels that I am the superior. These kind of things were told to me. But it is wrong. In my experience, what I am seeing here today in this meeting hall, I can say there is a faculty members from Usmania University, Hyderabad Central University, English Foreign Languages University, IICT, NIN, IIT, Manu. Not only that, here faculty members from this campus is there, and all the school teachers also here. I can see many our people, and the intermediate college, polytechnic college, just I am missing engineering college faculty. Every group of faculty members, they are here. They all came here not to discuss their issues. Generally, teaching community means Usmania University, Auta, yes, they will come together easily to their cause. Or some degree colleges, they will come. But organizing all the teaching faculty at one platform with a noble cause, it is possible, it is proved, in all my these 2.5 years experience, if you plan properly, people are ready to participate, whatever the number it may be. In 2021 November, when we initiated a seminar here in Usmania University, the registration was 1500. It was unexpected. We thought of program in the DD auditorium, distance education auditorium. Later we shifted the program into Tagore auditorium. The same thing happened in Tirupati, in Bangalore, in wherever we are going and wherever we are planning, wherever we are organizing, very good response that we are getting. So why I am telling all these things to AB RSM is an organization. All these years, many people, many faculty members, they came into contact with the ABRSM and everyone is asking, sir, next program what? So then in the team it was discussed and this idea came. Voice of Hyderabad academicians. Yes, once in an alternative month we can organize a program mobilizing all the faculty members at one place and they can have a discussion or lectures on contemporary socio-political, economical issues, and there should be a kind of interaction, and it will create an abnormal, enormous energy, so that this teaching community, every day, they are interacting with the young minds, and whatever the churning happens here and whatever that will come out, and further they will carry forward. So this was the idea. So this has this idea emerged and today it came into reality. It was told in the second program. Ram Madhavji is here. First program we thought of, first program should be with Ram Madhavji. Last minute Ram Madhavji went to some other countries program. So program was announced. First program was happened in NIN campus. Vinay Sahasrabuddheji attended that program. We had a discussion, I think many of you participated in this program, and today this is the second program. And I want to tell you one more thing. With this initiative, we thought of why don't we do this, why don't we organize this kind of program in other cities? You surprised the initiative and the response of Hyderabad. So further it ignited to organize this kind of programs. So organized, we are in Bangalore, Voice of Bangalore academicians. We organize Voice of Tirupati academicians. We organize Voice of Chennai academicians. Everywhere we are getting very good result. Last 3-4 days, I was in Maharashtra. I went to Solapur, Pune, Mumbai. You don't believe me, even I too. When I had a discussion with a group of faculty members and I requested them, this kind of program organizing in other places, why don't you people organizing? Surprisingly, they said, why we don't organize? We will also organize. They came forward, they decided the program. Voice of Pune academician is going to be held in the month of March. And in Mumbai, Voice of Mumbai academician, they planned on March 5th. The date is also finalized, venue is finalized, and they are started working on that. So just I want to say the idea behind initiating this kind of program, Voice of Academicians, so that in every city, now with the entire team after discussing that, easily more than 100 places, we can able to start this kind of program. And everywhere I am telling you, this much number are ready to come to be part of this movement. Just you imagine throughout the country, at every cities and every big towns, every alternative month, these kind of programs to be held and people like Ram Madhavji or other intellectuals, those are big scholars are there throughout the country who are able to inculcate many things about our country, our culture, and what kind of narratives all these years, the academia especially, what kind of narratives they have developed in this and how they stopped the growth of this country that we can know. Now, this is the time, so country is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and 2047 Vikasit Bharat. There was a discussion is happening and I don't want to take much time. Ram Madhavji is here, he is going to deliver all the details. Now our country is marching ahead, and we have to inculcate that in young minds, that vision for 2047, it is the responsibility of this group, because you are all every day dealing with the young minds. So we have to nurture, or we have to identify such people, and we have to encourage them, we have to guide them, we have to give them an opportunity. So that is the idea before starting this program. And here as organizing team, more than 20-25 senior faculty members involved in this. And to mobilize all this group, other big group involved in this. So I request, we need all your blessings and your wishes. This program should continue further without any gap, without any disturbances. With this, I will conclude my speech here. Thank you, one and all. Namaste.
Thank you, Lakshmanji, for throwing light on how the inception of ABRSM as a small organization today has expanded its branches, and now we are happy to see all the academicians who have joined us. And you have also thrown light on how Bharat is marching towards becoming Vikasit Bharat. And we are really thankful to you for all the efforts which you have kept for making this ABRSM alive with so many academicians today. Thank you. And now I call upon Dr. P. Ella Reddy Garu, CEO of Sapal Organic Private Limited, to give his message on this auspicious occasion.
Jai Sri Ram, Andariki Namaskaram. Respected dignitaries and the dayas, and today's chief guest, Ram Madhavji, and this program organizer Lakshmanji, and the professor from Urdu University, and other dignitaries and friends. So it's really not a time to speak, because a lot of stalwarts in the teaching field, because it's a teachers organization. I'm a time teacher actually. So, but because of my long experience, in the field of science, especially I come from the small village of the Kamarat district and grown up to Japan. And such a village where it is too away from the lot of, other world. And we started life without knowing anything what we are studying. But when we realized that what is important for education, we have grown ourselves, we never seen it back. So as a research student, I was one of this is my mother institute, and really it's very proud that this meeting is organized here. And I indirectly requested Lakshmanji to organize here, at least, we have opportunity to do this, such conference to put over here. కాకపోతే కరెక్ట్ 30 సంవత్సరాల కింద ఇక్కడ పిహెచ్డి చేసి జపాన్ వరకు ఎదిగి బహుశా నా గురించి నేను చెప్పుకోవడం అంత బాగుండదేమో. బట్ నా మటుకు నేను ఒక చిన్న విలేజ్ నుంచి వచ్చి చిన్న ఇల్లిటరేట్ అగ్రికల్చర్ ఫ్యామిలీ నుంచి వచ్చి ఇండస్ట్రీస్ చేసి వందలాది మందికి ఇండస్ట్రీ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసి రాగలిగాను. సో దీంట్లో చాలా అభిప్రాయాలు చెప్పాలని ఉంది. బట్ ఇంత పెద్ద స్టాల్వర్డ్ రామ్ మాధవ్జీ ముందు మాట్లాడాలంటే కొంచెం బాగుంటుంది, ఎందుకంటే ఆయన అనుభవం మీద నాది చాలా చిన్న అనుభవం. సో కాకపోతే నేను చాలా ఈ విషయాలు నా అభిప్రాయాలు, వ్యక్తిగత అభిప్రాయాలు ఈ మధ్యనే చాలా మీడియాలో షేర్ చేసుకున్నాను. వీలైతే ఎక్కడైనా చూడండి. ఈరోజు బహుశా బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్ షార్ట్ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు టేక్ 2 minutes మై అబ్జర్వేషన్స్. సో నేను అక్కడ పుట్టి అలా తిరిగి జపాన్ పోయి మాతృభూమి మీద ప్రేమ మీద తిరిగి వచ్చి ఇక్కడ సేవ చేస్తున్న సంగతి చాలామందికి మా ప్రాంతంలో తెలుసు. సో అక్కడ ఇండస్ట్రీ ఉన్నా అక్కడ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇచ్చాను చాలామందికి. అక్కడ కూడా నేను ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ తీసుకున్నాను, జపాన్ వాళ్ళకే ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇచ్చి ఎదిగే వరకు ఎదిగాము. సో నేను అక్కడికి ఇండస్ట్రీ తీసుకొచ్చి ఇక్కడ చేస్తున్నాం. బహుశా కరోనాలో వీ కంట్రిబ్యూటెడ్ గ్రేట్ థింగ్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్, ఓన్లీ కంపెనీ ఇన్ ఇండియా వేర్ కరోనా వ్యాక్సిన్ సంబంధించిన కీ రా మెటీరియల్ సప్లై చేసింది అనేది మీడియాలో ఉంది, పేపర్లో వచ్చింది. సో దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ప్రౌడ్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ us, వేర్ విత్ ఆల్ నాలెడ్జ్ టెక్నాలజీ comes from this place, mother place. And like me, there is thousands of people who are more brilliant and more capable than me, but unfortunately they are not got opportunity. I got opportunity, enlightenment got in time, and really very proud. But my keen observation, India thousands of years before, we are the prapancha మేధావులాగా ఉన్న భారతదేశం ఒక దశలో బికాజ్ ఆఫ్ మన ఐక్యత మధ్యము ఉన్న పరిస్థితుల ప్రభావము లేదా విదేశీ ప్రభావం వలన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ కొలాప్స్ అయిన తర్వాత మనము తిరిగి బాటంలోకి వెళ్ళిపోవడం జరిగింది. అది ఆ పూర్వ వైభవం తిరిగి రావడానికి మన ప్రధాని నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు చేస్తున్న ఈ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీలో భాగమే. ముఖ్యంగా మై అబ్జర్వేషన్ ఏంటంటే జపాన్కి ఇండియాకి ఒకటే నిమిషంలో మాట్లాడతాను. జపాన్లో ప్రైమరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో చాలా ఫోకస్ చేసి అట్లీస్ట్ ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 10th 5 years వరకు వాళ్ళు చదువు చెప్పరు. దే టీచ్ ద డిసిప్లిన్, టైమ్ సెన్స్, time discipline, financial discipline, social responsibility, how you should behave. This is the only they are going to teach, including the midday meals like that where they serve. In India, మన ఇష్టం వచ్చిన డ్రెస్లు వేసుకొని పోవచ్చు, మన ఇష్టం వచ్చిన భోజనాలు తినవచ్చు, బట్ దట్ దే కాంట్ పర్మిట్ ఇట్. యూ మస్ట్ గో దట్ 100% స్ట్రిక్ట్లీ. ఇవి నడిచిపోవడం కూడా వేరే వాళ్ళు ఎక్కడ అడిగేశారో నువ్వు కూడా అక్కడ అడిగేయాలి. అలాంటి పద్ధతులు నేర్పి 10వ తరగతి ఎట్ ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 10 వరకు దేశం గురించి పాటి సామాజిక స్పృహ కల్పించే చదువు చాలా అవసరమని. సో మన గురజాడ అపరావు అనుకుంటాను, మన దేశం అంటే మట్టి కాదు, ఈ దేశం అంటే మనుషులు అని చెప్పిన, దేశం అంటే మనుషులు. దేశం ప్రపంచ దేశాల్లో గొప్ప దేశం కావాలంటే మనుషులతోనే అవుతుంది తప్ప మట్టితో కాదు. భౌగోళిక పరిస్థితులు కొంతవరకు కంట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తాయి తప్ప మనుషుల వలన కాదు. సో మేధావులు ఉన్న కంట్రీస్ అన్నీ చాలా అడ్వాన్స్ ఉంటాయి. మన భారతదేశం 3000 సంవత్సరాల కింద మహా మేధావులను ప్రొడ్యూసిన దేశం ఈ దశకు వచ్చింది. ఇప్పటికీ మేధావులు ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళు సరైన పద్ధతులు పెట్టకపోవడం వల్ల జరిగింది అనేది దానిలో ప్రయత్నంలో భాగంగానే న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీలో ఆ మార్పులు వస్తాయి. సో మతానికో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్, మతానికో సిస్టమ్స్ పెట్టడం అనేది దురాదృష్టకరమైన విషయము. అది తిరిగి యూనిఫామ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ తప్పకుండా రావాలని 10th క్లాస్ వరకు అట్లీస్ట్ పిల్లలకి దేశము గురించి, పిల్లల గురించి, డిసిప్లిన్ గురించి నేర్పితే సరిపోతుంది. వాళ్ళ జీవితాన్ని వాళ్ళు బాగు చేసుకుంటారు, ఆ తర్వాత దేశాన్ని బాగు చేస్తారు. తప్పకుండా ప్రపంచంలో గొప్ప దేశం కావాలంటే అదొకటే మార్గం. బహుశా నాకు తెలిసిన వరకు జపాన్ ప్రపంచంలో చాలా చిన్న కంట్రీ, మీకు తెలుసు, రిసోర్స్ లేవు, ఎవ్రీడే భూకంపాలతోని సతమతం ఉన్న కంట్రీ. ఈ దేశం ప్రపంచంలో 3వ స్థానానికి ఎదగడానికి ముఖ్య కారణం వాళ్ళ ఫస్ట్ ప్రైమరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్లో వాళ్ళను భావి భారత సైనికులను తయారు చేయడానికి వరకు ఫౌండేషన్స్ నేర్పుతారు. ఆ ఫౌండేషన్స్ ఉంటే ఏ కంట్రీ అయినా అవుతుంది. మన భారతదేశం కూడా అవకాశం పుష్కలంగా ఉంది. కాబట్టి సో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్స్లో యూనిఫామ్, దేశం గురించి, సోషల్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ చెప్పగలిగితే బహుశా దేశం బాగుపడుతుంది. సో ఇండస్ట్రీస్ గురించి, వాటి గురించి, బహుశా మౌలిక వసతుల గురించి బ్రహ్మాండమైన డెవలప్మెంట్ ఇది ఉంది. సో కొన్ని పరిస్థితుల వలన ఆలస్యమైంది, బట్ ఇప్పుడున్న రిసోర్సెస్, మనకున్న మ్యాన్ పవర్, మనకున్న మేధావుల వలన తప్పకుండా కలిసికట్టుగా పనిచేయగలిగితే దేశం బాగుపడుతుందనే ఉద్దేశం మీద. సో మరొకసారి ఏదైనా అవకాశం ఉంటే తప్పకుండా నాకు ఎంత టైం ఇచ్చినా మాట్లాడగలను. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఇది సమయాభావం వలన లక్ష్మణ్జీ గారు 3 నిమిషాలు మాట్లాడండి అని అడిగారు. అప్పటికి 4 నిమిషాలు మాట్లాడాను. సో దానికి ధన్యవాదాలు సార్. మరొక అకేషన్, మరొక ప్లాట్ఫామ్లో మీడియాలో ఉంది. నేను అంటే నిరభ్యంతరంగా కొన్ని అభిప్రాయాలు వ్యక్తపరుస్తున్నాను. ఎందుకంటే ఒక చిన్న విలేజ్ నుంచి వచ్చి అంతవరకు ఎదిగినామనే నా మీద నాకున్న కాన్ఫిడెన్సు, పిల్లలకి మెసేజ్, భావి భారత పౌరులకి ఏం కావాలనేది విషయాలు చెప్తూనే ఉంటారు అప్పుడప్పుడు. మీడియాలో తప్పకుండా చూడండి. మరొక సందర్భంగా కలుద్దాం. అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
Thank you, sir, for your services to the motherland during the pandemic era, during the pandemic period, and you have also touched upon how to nurture the patriotic feelings among our school children. Now, I call upon Dr. Upender, Assistant Professor from EFL University and Secretary ABRSM, to introduce the ABRSM calendar.
Namaskar, Rashtriya. It's not introducing of the calendar, but it is unveiling of the calendar in the hands of Sri Manvi Ram Madhavji. Because this calendar has a history. When the process is going on, I will be talking little about the calendar, how it has been designed and how it has been framed as a calendar. It's not going to be a mere calendar indeed, so I will talk little about it during the process. So, Akhil Bhartiya Rashtriya Shaikshik Mahasangh meticulously worked on this particular calendar to make sure that the Bharatiyata is visible in each and every page of this particular calendar. So, this particular calendar is not going to be a mere data sheet of dates and other important occasions in each and every month, but rather it should be an effective guiding lamp for the proud realization of the overall Bharatiyata. With this aspiration, this inspiring annual calendar is dedicated to the worship of Bharat Mata, which is filled with sacred light in form of the mottos of some of the major institutions established in the independent India that are adorned with the true Bharatiyata. So I request all the dignitaries of the days and on the days to spend 30 rupees for this calendar, and buy the calendars are going to be available to your left in the auditorium. So make sure that this particular calendar is going to give you the epitome of our SWA, the true motto of our country, mottos reflecting with the slogan, mottos reflecting Bharat's selfhood, SWA. Thank you.
Thank you, Upinder. And now I request Dr. Jagan to introduce our guest of honor, Professor Syed Anand Hassan, the Vice Chancellor of Manu.
Now I introduce the guest of honor, Professor Syed Anul Hassan. Professor Syed Hassan with a PhD from JNU and 13 years of teaching experience has significantly contributed a academia by supervising around 100 PhD students, publishing numerous books and papers and delivering 150 lectures globally. He has organized over 13 conferences across India, contributed to course designed at University of Kashmir and Curtin College State University, and enhanced Indo-Afghan relations through the Afghan Resource Center at JNU. Now he is Chancellor of Manu Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. Professor Hassan was the Dean of School of Language, Literature and Cultural Studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Professor Hassan, Fulbright Professor at Rutgers and recipient of multiple awards, including a certificate of honor from the President of India, has made invaluable contribution in various disciplines, particularly in the Dara Shok studies and Indian Iran cultural religions. Now I request Dr. Upendra Hassan Professor Iflu to present a bouquet to Professor Anul Hassan sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I request Professor Hassan sir, Vice Chancellor of Manu, to address the august gathering who is waiting eagerly for your talk.
Oh, you guide me is the best beginning for every task. How am I expected to begin my discourse without remembering you? Respected Shri Ram Madhavji, Dr. Yella Reddy, my friend Lakshmanji, host of dignitaries, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Now, first of all, I am greatly indebted to Lakshmanji and Jaganji inviting me here to share my views with the noble audience. Now, I am not here to deliver a long speech, rather I will confine myself to the subject matter of shaping develop Bharat Insights for 2047. This figure, 47, it invites certain attentions. Why 47? Because as I have studied, I have gone through various stages of our society, our history, our culture, our politics, and we have seen that some figures are very important and worth remembering. 47, 57, You remember 1757, the Battle of Plassey, the British colonial power capturing Bengal, taking everything from us, less realization. And then 100 years later, again 1857, this 57 is another landmark. Why? Some people call it mutiny and some Granti. You have to decide what this date suggests, what this figure suggests. Well, coming to 1947, what was the major issue? Exchange of power from one set to another. And what does it suggest? It suggests at times division of land, at times recapturing the land. And remember, in 47 you talk about 47, then also think, as it happened after 100 years after the Battle of Plassey, you remember 1857, and after 1947, you also keep in mind what will happen in 2047. So 2047 is a vision. The major issue at the time of 1947 was land. But in 2047, nobody will capture your land. Land will not be the issue. What will be the issue? Issue will be our markets, our economy, our culture, our tradition, how we capture and we will take it to the ultimate height in 2047. Let me tell you, I'm not here to deliver because all of you are waiting to hear respected Ram Madhavji. And I do, whenever, written document or any speech comes to my knowledge, you see, I browse through it and I read his mind very carefully and minutely. And today also I am here as an observer, not as a speaker. So what I suggest that in India, in a nutshell, when you see there are two views floating everywhere. One view is based on our monetary gains. Monetary gains, when I say, is totally materialistic. When our bases are to capture market, yes, this is also important to capture market. In 1947, all of us were consumers, but in 2047, we will not remain as a consumer. Rather, we will be a major producer, and we will produce very well. We'll see how India, how this whole campaign is flourishing and coming to the ultimate high. Now, if you see what we will do, what we, the people of Bharat, will do, remember our strength. One more thing, let me just remind you before coming to another point, that 57 is a very important date. So jokingly I can say that this is important because I was born in 1957. So, apart from this, now coming to what is the essence of life in Bharat and what is Bhartiyata? That is a major question we must highlight. On one hand, we have to have our own market. We have to have our own production. We have to have self-reliance. On the other hand, is it sufficient? Do you think we will go further with market-oriented economy? We will go further to highlight that this much wealth we have. I don't think this is the idea. The idea is that keeping our culture, keeping our tradition intact, keeping our ethos intact, keeping our ethics intact, we will go together. On one hand, we will see the material gain. On the other hand, there are certain guidance given by the spiritual guides, and we will take this spiritual guidance along with us. How? Because we are here to follow the guidelines of our spiritual masters. Our spiritual masters have very categorically said, making friend. Making friend is important. We should make friends as much as possible. We should make friends. That's how today we can say that we have so many friendly countries and we are transcending boundaries. Why? Because of our friendship. But the very painful thing is when you lose friendship, you should not lose friendship. I say that keep this idea also, this pillar also intact. And therefore, what we have to shun is deceit, lobh, mithya, chal, kapat. All these things, we should not behave like crows and owls. So therefore, we should move ahead. Third pillar is also important. And then the fourth pillar is very important for 2047, which is we should not take rash action. We should think about it. We should judge our own performance. We should inspect and see what is the voice of our inner bones, inner heart, and then we should take an action. And fifth pillar is also important. We should not take any rash action. And fifth pillar is whatever we have gained, we should not lose. We should not give up. Rather, we should enhance our capabilities, our qualities, our capacities. And then only we would be able to say, I will recite 3 couplets and say bye-bye to you. And other speaker is just waiting and say that in order to understand better, I say, कुछ सबक वो हैं कि जो दिल में उतर जाते हैं. कुछ सबक वो हैं कि जो दिल में उतर जाते हैं और कुछ ऐसे भी हैं जो सर से गुजर जाते हैं. Let us take those lessons very seriously. The important lessons, very beneficial for our life, for our entire nation. And then, Sathiya, but we are not here to introduce ourselves. Sathiya, क्षमा को मोहताज तारुफ न समझ. Lamp does not need any introduction. Light does not need any introduction. Sathiya, क्षमा को मोहताज तारुफ न समझ. सबको मालूम है परवाने किधर जाते हैं. सबको मालूम है परवाने किधर जाते हैं. And last couplet, हो समझदार तो जीने का सलीका सीखो. हो समझदार तो जीने का सलीका सीखो. जिनको जीना नहीं आता है वो मर जाते हैं. I'm again thankful to Lakshmanji and other organizers for inviting me here. I'm really indebted to them, and I expect that further the same line will continue and we will see a delightful speech by respected Ram Madhavji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your optimistic view on shaping the Bharat as Vishwaguru with your perspectives and also sharing your thoughts on 5 pillars and how they have to be instilled in each one of us for making ourselves as dynamic people to contribute for our great Bharat and reiterate the name and fame of our country. And now, I request Mananiya Ram Madhav ji the President of India Foundation, to deliberately enlighten us on how the shaping of Bharat happens with insights for 2047.
అందరికీ నమస్తే. అఖిల భారతీయ రాష్ట్రీయ శైక్షిక్ మహాసంఘ్ ఈరోజు 2047 వికసిత్ భారత్ అనే ఒక అంశాన్ని తీసుకుని ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని ఏర్పాటు చేసినందుకు నిర్వాహకులకి చాలా కృతజ్ఞతలు, ధన్యవాదాలు తెలియజేస్తున్నాను. జనరలీ ఇన్ సక్సెస్ we tend to live in history. History is important. But because those who forget history are condemned to repeat it. చరిత్రని మరచిన వారు చరిత్రలో జరిగిన తప్పిదాలని మరలా చేసేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. But those who live in history will forget their future. చరిత్రలోనే ఉండిపోయేవారు భవిష్యత్తును కోల్పోతారు. మన దగ్గర ఒక పెద్ద కవి ఆయన చెప్పాడు, గతం నాస్తి కాదు, అది అనుభవాల ఆస్తి. అయితే గతాన్ని స్వాగతం చేసుకుని భావికి స్వాగతం పలుకుదాం. You have to learn lessons from your past, but your vision should be forward-looking. When you today celebrate the return of Ram to Ayodhya, you must remember, we all must remember, that when Ram returned to Ayodhya, he did not talk about the Vanvas of 14 years. He talked about the Ram Rajya of the future. We are on the cusp of a major transformation today. Take great pride in our past, in our history, in our achievements, in our successes, in our failures. Learn lessons from them. But remember, the direction should be forward-looking. Ayodhya, linguistically speaking, is a-yuddha, non-war. Lanka was about war, but Ayodhya was about peace. Whatever conflict happened, whatever struggles happened, whatever battles we witnessed in last hundreds of years, were for building Ayodhya, meaning a place where war has no place. Yuddha Rahita Bhumi Ayodhya. From there, the march should be towards Ram Rajya. We are on that cusp today. We are on the phase of that transformation today. That is why I said I wanted to congratulate and compliment the organizers of this event for taking up that kind of a futuristic topic. As to from here to 2047, 20 years from now, where do we have to go and where do we have to reach? I just have to highlight only 5 important aspects that we need to bring in, understand for Bharat to become what we all want it to become, a Vikasit Bharat. Vice Chancellors have just now mentioned, development just doesn't mean economic development. You know, the most prosperous and happiest country in the world is called Monaco. इसका per capita हमारे per capita से 100 times है और 50-60 times है. Happiest country है. But do you remember? Liechtenstein है. Third prosperous country in the world. In terms of development, most developed country. Do we want that kind of India to be created? No. When we talk about Vikasit Bharat, we are talking about that Vikasit Bharat which the leaders of our freedom movement had in their minds, in their hearts, when they sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Otherwise, India was developing well under the British. Do you know that our GDP was growing? Do you know that we were getting railways? Do you know that we were getting shipping? We were getting telegraph? We were getting everything, jobs, employment, industry. British तो दे ही रहे थे, gradually कर रहे थे. Then why did we want them to go? Because for us, Vikas did not mean just economic prosperity. It meant the full blossoming of our personality, our identity, our personality. भारत भारत रहना चाहिए. That is why we wanted independence, and we secured it. When we became independent, Nehru was asked by people, what kind of an independent India do you want to see? Nehru's instant reply, because of his training and education and everything, was, his instant response was that, okay, I want a democratic kind of India to be built in this country. The same question was asked to Gandhiji. Gandhiji ने कहा कि देखो भाई, I am not very well versed in these European ideas, democracy, parliamentary democracy, this democracy, that. I am not so very well versed. I just want an India which is Ram Rajya. But then Gandhi explains. He says, by Ram Rajya, I do not mean theocracy. ఇక్కడ ఏదో మత రాజ్యం తీసుకురావాలని కాదు నా ఉద్దేశం. By Ram Rajya, what I mean is that the weakest shall have as much power as the strongest. The last man on the street shall also feel that confidence, that power, as the first man in probably the power portals of power. Dindal Upadhyaya, who is the ideological fountainhead of most of us, all the organizations we belong to. He used to say that democracy for India means consensus building. Sarva Sahamati hai Loktantra. Building consensus, building unity, that should be India's model of democracy. That was Ram Rajya. So when we talk about Vikasit Bharat, these fundamentals should not be forgotten. But for any country to be really a Vikasit country, really a Vikasit Bharat, especially for a country like Bharat, which has a history of how many thousand years now, we do not know. If I say 5 millennia, some people may take objection. But for an ancient country like ours, there should be at least 5 important elements of this Vikasit Drusya that we should be able to experience in 2047. The first is clarity about our identity. Who are we? Are we clear? Do you want to be your own self, or you want to be a carbon copy of somebody else? Biggest problem for us right from the independence has been that we are pushed into a big confusion and dilemma. If you stand up and talk about your own self, your own culture, your own religion, your own traditions, your own practices, you are afraid that you will be branded a fundamentalist, illiberal fellow, anti-secular fellow, you are a communalist. The problem is we accepted these benchmarks. Not that they are our benchmarks. We never set those benchmarks. मैंने कहा था, गांधी जी ने कहा कि रामराज्य बनाओ, हमने क्यों नहीं माना? हमको लगा कि नहीं, रामराज्य अगर हम कहेंगे तो यूरोप वाला क्या कहेगा हमको? Americans, what would they say about us? So we actually needed validation from those people who did not have any history. Their political ideas had just 2 or 3 centuries of history. All the political ideas that originated in countries like Europe, or for that matter America, had only 200 years, 300 years of history. But we accepted those as benchmarks. अगर उसके साथ हम नहीं रहेंगे, हमारे मन में गिल्ट है, अरे अगर ऐसा है तो लोग हमको क्या ब्रांड कर देंगे. May I tell you, this sense of diffidence, this sense of guilt began right from the time of our constitution making. Nehruji's famous speech was there in the Constituent Assembly, in which he says, you know, when we are at this great transformative moment of independence, I just remember this grand 5,000-year history of my country, I get bewildered. I get intimidated. मुझे डर लगता है. क्या मैं 5,000 साल इतिहास वाले देश का, can I be the representative leader of this country, this great ancient country? I get bewildered, I get intimidated. These are Nehru's words. मेरा शब्द नहीं है, ना पदाल का भी. And he says there is a great future, that future also intimidates me. So Nehru found an easy way out. He said, why to get intimidated by this history, this great past of ours? Ignore that past. Simply copy from the Europeans. Friends, we have today come to a stage where we have to reject those benchmarks. Do we need certificates from those countries which do not qualify to be what they are today? Do you know? Let me just give you the one benchmark that we always put: secularism. మన మీద అయితే భూతంలాగా కూర్చుంది. Lot of debate happened in the Constituent Assembly when we were making the constitution as to whether India should be called a secular socialist country or not. Do you know, unanimously it was decided we don't have to call ourselves secular. Ambedkar says we are anyway having a secular constitution, we respect every religion, so there is no need for calling ourselves, specially calling secular. Nehru says India is a deeply religious country. So for a deeply religious country like India, this European notion of secularism can create a lot of confusion. I mean, he tells Krishna Menon, who was preparing the preamble of our constitution, that go slow on this word. This was even Nehru. Because we are a very deeply religious society. We very naturally integrate religion with our day-to-day life. This is not quite, very unusual in this country. If you are a Hindu, you start your things as a Hindu. If you are a Muslim, you do everything as a Muslim. You go to any government office, a Hindu has a Bhagwan in front of him on his table. कई लोगों के कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे रहता है. If it is a Christian, he will have Jesus photo in front of him. If he is a Muslim, he will have an ayat from Quran in front of him. Can you tell him that you are a secular country? You could have it. You can say that you should have accepted that I am a religious country. But हमको तो उनका सर्टिफिकेट लेना था. किनका लेना था? उनसे जिनका व्यवहार देखिए. UK, it still recognizes Christianity as its official religion. UK का जो king या queen होता है, that king or queen has to publicly owe his or her allegiance to not any Christianity but Anglican Christianity only. Now, should we say that UK is a communal country? In USA, president, when he takes oath, he takes it by placing his hand on the Bible. India mein that permission is not there, remember. India mein you can invoke in the name of God, you can say. But you can't put Bhagavad Gita हाथ में रख के लेता हूँ. वो हम क्योंकि हम सेकुलर हैं. We are more secular than America. क्योंकि अमेरिका में तो एक बिशप खड़ा रहता है, बिशप के हाथ में बाइबल रहता है, उसके ऊपर प्रेसिडेंट हाथ रख के ओथ लेता है. What happened was, we never had that confidence that my identity I should not give up. I said Germany recognizes Christianity is the country's major religion. Is Germany a communal country? In our constitution, we don't officially recognize any religion. We called certain groups as minorities, we never defined. It's a big kahani, I'm not going into that story. But countries, until 1984, तो Italy में Roman Catholicism used to be the official religion for Italy. 84 में उनके पोप से एग्रीमेंट हुआ, पोप ने कहा कि वो मैं रखता हूँ, तुम उसको हटा दो, तो वो हटा दिया. Are they not secular? First of all, we have to get out of this big confusion. Be yourselves. Be proud of the culture, religion, identity of this country. That kind of Bharat, that kind of identity we have to build for this country, not a copycat identity from the Western countries, Western power. Second, for Bharat, next 20 years will be the challenge of unity. We need to create a united Bharat. When we say Bharat, it belongs to 1.4 billion people of this country. As I said, in this Ram Rajya, everyone shall have equal power. That kind of a united Bharat is what we need to create. Anything that goes against the unity in whatever form, in whatever way, will come in the way of Bharat becoming Vikasit in 2047. The vision for it, while you need to have very strong roots in your national identity, you also need to have great unity. Number 2 requirement is a united Bharat. Number 3, we need to build a prosperous Bharat. Bharat, when I say prosperity, initially I said, do you want to become like Monaco? Yeah, we don't want to become like Monaco because Monaco has money but nothing else. We, with such a long history, long past, long antiquity, we should have all that great antiquity that you wear on your sleeves with pride, but you also should have money. You know, the entire philosophy of this country revolves around only one word, and that word is Anand. आनंद से जीना है, हंसते हंसते जीना है. हमारे यहाँ that prayer होता है, सर्वे सुखिनः सन्तु, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. People may say, instead of me, some Swamiji standing here, Swamiji hai yahan, they will say that no, this is a prayer about the afterlife. मरने के बाद तो सुख रहना है. नहीं, it's about this life. ఈ జీవితంలో సుఖంగా ఉండాలి. సర్వే సుఖినః సంతు, సర్వే నిరామయాః means no diseases. Away from ill health, diseases. You should be, everybody should be away from diseases. Sarve Bhadrana Pasyan means you should enjoy good things in life. Good things, you should have a TV, you should have a car, you should have a good house, lot of money. Good things in life you should have. माँ का से दुख भाग भवे तो रोने का कारण नहीं होना चाहिए जीवन में. It's all about this life. But the condition precedent is survey. everybody should enjoy the fruits of this prosperity. For everybody to enjoy the fruits of prosperity, everybody else who has got prosperity should share it. That is what Gandhiji said. We believe in trusteeship. So we have to work for a prosperous Bharat, but prosperous not just in terms of GDP, but prosperity equally of happiness to all. That kind of prosperity you have to build. For that prosperity to happen, because we are all educators, I must tell you, it happens through three means: education, health, and technology. These are three means by which prosperity is created. In this, Bharat is miles behind, miles behind. Do you know, university students, university teachers are sitting here. Where do we stand in R&D today? Where is research happening? We are nowhere compared to the world. I can give you tons of data. I will just give you a couple of simple things. Do you know that in any given year, this is 2021 data I am sharing with you, China produced 4 million applications for patents. 25% of those patents are called high value patents, like global level patents. USA 1.8 million, UK 1.6 million, Bharat 60,000. And these 60,000, 50% are domestic patents, like you can only sell them locally. Lot of work has to happen in the area of R&D. What we call as innovation is not innovation that is happening. Imitation is happening. You call it innovation. It's not creativity, it's copying that is happening. Because we have become very lazy. We need to tighten our belts in our institutions. We need to create original research in our country. We don't even create dictionaries, you know. తెలుగులో ఇప్పటికి కూడా బ్రౌన్ నిఘంటువే స్టాండర్డ్ నిఘంటువు. ఆ బ్రౌన్ అనే ఆయన ఎప్పుడో ఆంగ్లేయుల సమయంలో ఆయన తరగతి వెళ్ళిపోయాడు. తరువాత మనకి తీరికలేదు. లాంగ్వేజ్ టీచర్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, వీ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టైం. దీనికి తెలుగు పదం లేదు, మొబైలే, మొబైలు అని రాస్తాం. రష్యన్ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ దేర్, చైనీస్ వర్డ్ ఈజ్ దేర్. ప్రపంచంలో అత్యధికమైనటువంటి అక్షరాలు ఉన్నటువంటి తెలుగు భాష, దాదాపు 60 అక్షరాల భాష. ప్రపంచంలో ఏ భాషకి ఇన్ని అక్షరాలు లేవు. ఆంగ్లేయులకి 26 అక్షరాలు ఉన్నాయంతే. 26 అక్షరాలతో వాడు ఎంత భాషను తయారు చేశారంటే ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ వచ్చేస్తుంది అని చెప్తున్నాము. ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ ఇంగ్లీష్ వర్డ్ ఎందుకైంది? దానికి తెలుగు పదం ఏంటి? కృత్రిమ బుద్ధి అంటావా? యు హావ్ టు ఇన్వెంట్, క్రియేట్ వర్డ్స్. We are lazy. We don't want to ఇది మన పూర్వీకులు రైలు బండి వచ్చినప్పుడు దానికి దోమ శకటము అని పదం తెచ్చారా లేదా? కానీ ఇవాళ ఐటీ అని వస్తే దానికి పదం తీసుకురావట్లే మనం. డిజిటల్ అనే వస్తే దాన్నే వాడేస్తున్నాం. సైబర్ వస్తే అదే వాడేస్తున్నాం. వాడకూడదని కాదు, లాంగ్వేజెస్ షుడ్ అబ్జార్బ్ వర్డ్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ అదర్ లాంగ్వేజెస్. మీరు అబ్జార్బ్ చేయాలి. కానీ భాషని దాని మీద దృష్టి పెట్టి డెవలప్ కూడా చేయాలి. అదర్వైజ్ మే టెల్ యూ, తెలుగు ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫాస్టెస్ట్ డయింగ్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ ఇన్ ది వరల్డ్. యూ డోంట్ డూ రీసెర్చ్. సో ఫ్రెండ్స్, వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫోకస్ ఆన్ దీస్ ఏరియాస్. 2047 ఇదేం ఫెయిట్ అకంప్లీ కాదు, విషయం అయిపోవడం. వీ హ్యావ్ టు వర్క్ హార్డ్. So research has to be ramped up, R&D has to be ramped up, educational standards have to improve. ప్రపంచ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ లిస్ట్లో మనము టాప్ 50లో టాప్ 100లో 1-2 తప్పితే కనిపించాం మనం. ఏమంటే నేనే వాళ్ళ బెంచ్ మార్కులు తప్పండి అంటాం. కానీ వాడు ఎవడైనా ఏదైనా పొరపాటున మీ యూనివర్సిటీలో ఈ ఫలానా డిపార్ట్మెంట్ బాగుంది అంటే రోజంతా ప్రచారం చేస్తాం. చూడండి వాళ్ళు సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇచ్చారు. వాడు సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇస్తే తీసుకుంటాము. వాడు లేదే నువ్వు వెనకబడి ఉన్నావు అంటే నీ బెంచ్ మార్కే తప్పు అంటే ఎలా? Accept the same benchmarks, build institutions. Very important for creating prosperity. Fourth, security. We have to create security. External security, don't worry, safely in the hands of Modi ji. External security. ఇవాళ వాళ్ళే భయపడుతున్నారు, పక్కన ఉన్న వాళ్ళే. ఒకప్పుడు వాళ్ళని చూసి మనం భయపడేవాళ్ళం. ఇవాళ వాళ్ళు భయపడుతున్నారు, ఈయన రేపు పొద్దున ఏం చేస్తాడని. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ ఎస్టర్డే నజమ్ సేఠి అని ఒక పెద్ద వెరీ రినౌండ్ జర్నలిస్ట్ ఇన్ పాకిస్తాన్ ఆయన టీవీలో ఇంటర్వ్యూ ఇచ్చాడు. ఆయన ఏం చెప్పాడంటే, ఇదో ఇండియాలో ఎలక్షన్ అవుతున్నాయి, పాకిస్తాన్ షుడ్ బి వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్, మోదీజీ కుछ भी कर देंगे, डर है कुछ भी कर देंगे. External security is fine, but is internal security also in good shape? When I say internal security, are our women safe? Are our weaker sections safe? ఈ రోజున ప్రతి వ్యక్తి ఈ దేశంలో నేను సురక్షితంగా ఉన్నానని భావించేటటువంటి భారతదేశం నిర్మాణం చేయాలి. విమెన్ సెక్యూరిటీ షుడ్ బి a priority for everybody, not possible only through laws. We have very good laws. Nirbhaya Act gives capital punishment, hanging as the punishment for those who violate the decency of women, dignity of women. But రేపు రాకపోయా, అత్యాచారం జరగడం లేదా? మైండ్ సెట్ షుడ్ చేంజ్. Mind set should change from our homes and from our institutions. You have to build a mindset of respect, granting dignity to women in this country. ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ గారు 2014లో ఎర్రకోట నుంచి ఉపన్యాసం ఇచ్చారు. ఫస్ట్ స్పీచ్ ఆన్ 15th August. ఆయన మంచి మాట చెప్పారు. మన ఇంట్లో మన అమ్మాయి రాత్రి 7 గంటల తర్వాత ఇంటికి వస్తే 10 ప్రశ్నలు అడుగుతాం. ఎక్కడున్నావు ఇప్పుడు దాకా, ఎందుకు ఇంత లేట్ అయింది, మొబైల్ చూపించు, ఎవరితో చాటింగ్ చేస్తున్నావు, ఎవరింటికి వెళ్ళావు చెప్పు అని. అవుట్ ఆఫ్ కన్సర్న్, సెక్యూరిటీ కన్సర్న్. మోదీ గారు చెప్పారు, మన కొడుకు మహానుభావుడు 11ంటికి వస్తాడు రాత్రి. వాట్ డూ యూ ఆస్క్ హిమ్? బెటా తిన్నావా లేదా అని అడుగుతాం, అంతే కదా. ఆయన చెప్పారు, కొడుకును కూడా ఇవన్నీ అడుగుంటే మొబైల్ చూపించు, ఎక్కడ తిరుగుతున్నావు, ఎవరితో మాట్లాడుతున్నావు, ఏం చేస్తున్నావు అని చెప్పి చేస్తుంటే నువ్వు నీ కూతురు అడగకల్లా. You have to teach dignity to the generation here, not just laws. India has the history of dignity as the benchmark for women's security. What was Draupadi's history? What was Mahabharata war? Just violation of dignity of one woman led to a massive war. Dignity. We have to teach our generation. That is security. That is internal security. The scheduled caste people, the scheduled tribe people, the minority people here should feel secure. Everybody should feel secure. That kind of security environment we have to create. And finally, dignity of our nation. Remember, it is not automatic. Indians are very romantic. మనం చాలా రొమాంటిక్ పీపుల్. విశ్వగురు అయిపోయినాము అని ఆల్రెడీ డిక్లేర్ చేస్తున్నారు సోషల్ మీడియాలో. విశ్వగురు యూ వోంట్ డిక్లేర్. విశ్వగురు ఈజ్ వాట్ ది అదర్స్ డిక్లేర్ అబౌట్ యూ. You have to raise this country to that level of dignity where the outsiders will say, you are our guru. నిన్న రాష్ట్రపతి మేడం గారు ఉపన్యాసం ఇచ్చారు లోక్సభలో. ఆమె చెప్పారు, ఆమె విశ్వగురు అని చెప్పలే, విశ్వమిత్ర అని చెప్పారు. We want to be friends with the world. We have no enemies. We will try to help everybody in the world. In the process, we get the dignity, respect in the world. At one point, they will understand this is the country to which we should turn. That kind of dignity of Bharat and dignity of every Bharatiya must be ensured. Today, luckily, మనందరికి కూడా బంధువులు ఉంటారు విదేశాల్లో. 10 ఏళ్ల క్రితమో 15 ఏళ్ల క్రితమో నేను ఇండియన్ని అని చెప్పడానికి సంకోచిస్తూ ఉండేవారు. కానీ ఈ రోజున దే ప్రౌడ్లీ సే దట్ వీఆర్ భారతీయ, వీఆర్ ఇండియన్. That sense of pride that comes through the dignity that this nation acquires must be enhanced. Nothing should be done that will lower the dignity of this country. Fortunately, the leadership of our country is very conscious. మనం అప్పుడప్పుడు ఈ రొమాంటిసిజంలో కొన్ని చెప్పేస్తుంటాం, సోషల్ మీడియాలో నేను చదువుతుంటా, we are Vishwagurus. It is our duty to go and stop Israel-Hamas war. Only we can do that. ఇజ్రాయెల్-హమాస్ వార్ నుంచి, రష్యా-యుక్రెయిన్ వార్ నుంచి, రెడ్ సీలో జరుగుతున్న కాన్ఫ్లిక్ట్ వరకు అన్నీ మనం ఆపేయగలం అని పరమ విశ్వాసం మనకి. గుడ్, దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సెల్ఫ్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఇస్ గుడ్. అండ్ మన దగ్గర తెలుగులో చెప్తారు, ఆసక్తి ఉంటే సరిపోతాయి, ఆ శక్తి కూడా ఉండాలని. We have to build that strength. We have to build that capacity. Our government is conscious. We are building the country's stature in the world. Nothing should be done to lower the dignity of our country. Friends, these 5 are the next, the mantra for next 20 years for this country. When Prime Minister talks about Vikasit Bharat in 2047, it's not just about economics. ठीक है, economics we have taken up, we will grow, we will become a $5 trillion economy very soon. By 2028, IMF says Bharat will be a $5 trillion economy. But take my words, $5 trillion is not going to make Bharat a Vikasit Bharat. Because with 5 trillion also, in terms of per capita GDP, we will be way behind more than 100 countries in the world. For a decent life to be extended to every citizen of our country, every Bharatiya, you need at least the minimum economic size should be $10 trillion. Where ideally $15 trillion if you want a kind of a middle class that China today has. If you want to create that kind of a middle class in Bharat, you have to cross $15 trillion. $5 trillion ke gantulestunam manam. Do you know, next 20 years, you have to build an economy of $15 trillion. Friends, that is the kind of Vikasit Bharat that we should have in front of us as the ideal, as the goal. Every citizen has to work towards it. As I said, building, infusing this sense of pride about the identity, building unity in the country, creating prosperity through education, through technology, through innovation, through R&D, creating a secure Bharat for every Bharatiya. Every Indian should feel secure, such kind of a secure Bharat. And finally, enhancing nation's dignity to a level where the world says, you are our Guru. Not hum trumpet karenge, wo nahi. World kahega ki aap Vishwa Guru hai. This should be the vision for us for next 20 years. That is what our Prime Minister, our leadership mean when they say we have to use these 20 years as Amrit Kaal. The mantra for Amrit Kaal is 5-fold, proposition on which we all should work. I thank all of you for your patience listening.
Thank you, Ramadhavji, for highlighting the importance of the past and being in the present and how we need to plan our future endeavor towards marching towards Vikasit Bharat. Ji also threw light on fundamental aspects of how we need to bloom our personality by clarity on ourselves, which focused on injecting indigenousness and creating a united Bharat where we could recollect the past reiterated saying of Vasudaika Kutumbam and prosperity of Bharat, trying to lead ourselves with happiness, security for all the sections of the people, and lastly, dignity of our nation and how we need to rise our pride and also not only that, pride of our nation. Really, Ji, we are enlightened. The August gathering has enlightened their mind, and we have thought, and all our misconceptions have been cleared, and we are very thankful to you for regenerating ourselves to dedicate for the cause of creating Bharat as Vishwaguru. Thank you, sir. And the floor is open for interaction, and I request the August gathering to pose any questions or queries related to the talk that has happened. And I request all the audience to be very precise and to the context that has happened. If you can raise your hands, our people will approach you. Be precise, and we will be taking 2 or 3 questions which are related to the discussion that has happened.
Sir, my name is Rashtriya. I have a question. We have 5,000 years of history, and we have Lord Sri Ram as our ideal personality. But we also have about 800 years of history of the Muslim rule. And the secular so-called, I was in confusion as to how do we balance that? How do those 800 years of history, how do we take it into account, or should we take it into account or not take it into account?
No, I said in the beginning itself, learn lessons from the history and move on. Don't live in history, live in the past. Don't live in the past, take lessons. What lessons should we take? It's a big subject. Right? ఈ దేశంలోకి బయట నుంచి వచ్చిన ఆక్రాంతాలు వాళ్ళ నెంబర్ ఎంతండి? When Nalanda University was burnt to ashes by Bhartiya Khilji. Bhartiya Khilji came only with 17 horsemen. 17. 17 మంది హాస్టల్ వచ్చి ఒక 10,000 మంది యూనివర్సిటీని తగలబెట్టేస్తుంటే ఈ 10,000 మంది ఏం చేస్తున్నారు? Lack of unity. Is it a lesson that we learn or not? So learn lessons from history. Move on. Based on those lessons, build a better future. But don't live in history, and also don't hold the future a hostage of history. मैं carefully ये शब्दों का प्रयोग कर रहा हूँ. I don't want to elaborate on them. Don't hold future a hostage of our history. There are those other words, please you understand it better.
No, I'm actually not aware of that report. I haven't read it, so probably I am not really qualified to comment on that. But I can only say one thing, that 2024 onwards, we are expected to implement the proposals of new education policy, NEP, which was proposed in 2021. It needs to be implemented by institutions like Sars University, other universities and all, from 2024 academic year onwards. That kind of education has the potential to transform our entire landscape of education. It has great potential. But again, this is not a personal comment. Nobody should take it as a personal comment. But generally, there is a lot of lethargy. I am seeing it in many institutions. Lot of lethargy. But this new education system is like malla syllabus raya, malla pedagogy marchala, malla మనం చదువుకోవాలా, మనం చెప్పాలా, ఎవడు పడతాడండి? లిప్ సర్వీస్ ఏబిఆర్ మీటింగ్ పెడుతుంది, అక్కడ మంచి ఉపన్యాసం ఇచ్చాడు, న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ బదల్ జాయేగా, యూనివర్సిటీ को मत बदलो, कैसे बदलेगा? So this year is going to be crucial. New textbooks are coming. Secondary education textbooks are already almost ready. they will be now supplied under the new scheme. So books will be ready, but ultimately it is for the university academic administration to really now introduce them. You need new teachers. New kind of pedagogy has to come under this new scheme. This new education system, NEP, allows per, you probably know about multi-curricular teaching. This education system now encourages trans-curricular teaching. Not extracurricular, not multi-curricular, but trans-curricular. Trans-curricular అంటే ఒక science student in Usman University should be able to come and sit in IICT in a laboratory to understand what you are doing here. That is trans-curricular. You go beyond your institution also. If you are a law student, you should be allowed to go and sit in the court when a case is going on. And you should have a lawyer as a teacher for you in 2 classes. Do you allow that? దీన్ని మీరు సిస్టంలోకి ఇన్కార్పొరేట్ చేయాలా? ఇది చేయాలంటే కష్టపడాలి మనం రెడీగా లేము. సో బెస్ట్ లీడర్స్ స్పీచ్ కొట్టు సిస్టమ్ మాత్రం అది. So system has to change. Hopefully those changes will come.
Due to the paucity of time, we will take only one question. This is the last question.
Sir ji, namaste. Sir ji, namaste.
రీసెర్చ్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్న వాళ్ళకి ఫైనాన్షియల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఎక్కువే ఉంటాయి. సో ఈ ఫండింగ్ ఎక్కడైతే రైజ్ అవుతుందో అని తెలిసిన పర్సనాలిటీ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్లో ఉంటారు. దే కుడ్ బి రన్ ద బిజినెస్ సక్సెస్ఫుల్లీ. ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మన సిఇఓ సార్ ఉన్నారు. సో ఐ థాట్ ఇఫ్ ఐ యామ్ నాట్ రాంగ్, సో 10 crores
got it. ఈ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీలో దేర్ ఈస్ ఫుల్ ఫ్రీడమ్. సార్ ఎల్లారెడ్డి గారిని మీరు ఆనరరీ ప్రొఫెసర్గా అపాయింట్ చేసేయచ్చు. దాట్ ఫ్రీడమ్ దిస్ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ గివ్స్. ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ చాలా యూనివర్సిటీలు ఆల్రెడీ చేసేసారు. అలాంటి ఇండస్ట్రీస్ని, స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ని, లాయర్స్ని, ఆర్మీ వాళ్ళని తీసుకొచ్చి ప్రొఫెసర్స్ చేసి పెట్టుకున్నారు. యూ హ్యావ్ దట్ ఫ్రీడమ్, యూజ్ ఇట్. స్టాక్ మార్కెట్ యూ వాంట్ టు టీచ్ అ కోర్స్ ఆన్ స్టాక్ మార్కెట్. బ్రింగ్ ప్రాక్టీషనర్స్. అన్ని థియరిటిషియన్స్ చెప్పగల ప్రాక్టీషనర్. న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ ఆ ఫ్రీడమ్ ఇస్తోంది. ఆ ఫ్రీడమ్ను మనం వాడుకోవాలి. ఇప్పుడు మీరు అన్నది చాలా మంచి విషయము, బట్ వాడుకోవాలి. మీరు మీ కాలేజీలో ట్రై చేయాలంటే మీరు మళ్ళీ టైం టేబుల్ మార్చాలా, ఎవరు పడతాడు ఇదంతా అనుకుంటే కదా, కాబట్టి కష్టపడతా ఉంది. Then only we can. Sir, one humble submission. Don't be smug about our education. We have many miles to go. మన ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ స్టాండర్డ్స్ ఇంకా చాలా పెరగాల్సింది. మన రీసెర్చ్ స్టాండర్డ్స్ చాలా పెరగాల్సింది. చాలా బాగా చేస్తున్నాం అనుకోవడానికి వీల్లేదు. ఓన్లీ 2 areas are where we are doing well. One is fintech. Second is space. These 2 areas, our research potential has definitely grown very well, but there are many frontier areas today. Big tech, big data, microcomputer, semiconductors, or frontier cyber area, outer space. There are so many such areas where lot more research is needed, lot more creativity is needed. We are way behind. May I tell you, semiconductors is a new fad.
Do you know there is an 8-stage semiconductor manufacturing, 8-stage manufacturing process. In all the 8 stages, India is not there. The last packaging stage is Malaysia, India. We need to do, criticism, don't take it as criticism. We need to now really focus on this higher research. Real innovation, real research, real creativity is what should happen. So that focus smugness should be left behind. We have to really tighten our belt, at least in the education and R&D area. Very important. Thank you.
I thank Ram Madhavji for the clarification given, and I also thank the August gathering for your participation. Now let us move to the next session. That is, as a token of gratitude on behalf of ABRSM, it's a time to felicit our guests. I request Sri Gunda Lakshmanji to felicit today's chief guest, Sri Ram Madhavji, with a memento. I'm sure. And I request the August gathering to put their hands together. The screen for making this event a grand success. I call upon Dr. Bhaskar, the Assistant Professor, Government Degree College, to propose a formal vote of thanks.
Distinguished guests on the dais and off the dais, and all esteemed faculty members present here, Namaskar to all. Good evening. It is immense pleasure and honor to me to propose formal vote of thanks on this occasion. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sri Ram Madhavji, who spoke on shaping a developed Bharat, insights for 2047, organized by Voice of Hyderabad academicians in collaboration with ABRSM Telangana State. So I express our gratitude to our esteemed guest, Sri Ram Madhavji, for gracing this occasion with his presence and for sharing his invaluable insights on the future tragedy of our beloved nation, that is India, Bharat. We also honored to have Professor Saeed Ainul Hassan, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Maulana Azad National Urdu University. Today is our esteemed guest of honor. Sir, your presence has enriched the academic dimension of this event. Thank you very much, sir. Our special acknowledgement to Dr. P. Ella Reddy Garu, Chief Executive Officer of Sapla Organic Private Limited, as our guest of honor. Your expertise and experiences in the corporate sector have added a unique perspective to the discussions on shaping a developed Bharat. Thank you very much, sir. Our sincere thanks to Sri Kunta Lakshmanji, National Joint Organizing Secretary, ABRSM, is the backbone, main pillar of this ABRSM. Under his able leadership, ABRSM Telangana has organized many programs, and in the future also we will organize so many academic programs. Thank you very much, Lakshmanji. A special word of thanks to the organizers of Voice of Hyderabad Academicians, ABRSM Telangana, and IICT, providing this auditorium, who played vital role in making this event possible. And my sincere thanks to all esteemed faculty attending this program, who are the driving force behind the success of this event. Let us collectively work towards shaping a developed Bharat, upholding the ideas and values that make our nation truly a great nation. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Dr. Ahilya to recite Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Suhalam, Malayaj Shitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande
And there are two announcements to be done. One is the calendar has been available over